Presentation. We'll present any letters that we've received in support or opposition to a particular case, as well as any correspondence from other government agencies. At the conclusion of our presentation, the applicant will come forward along with any persons in support. If there's opposition, the board will hear from those parties opposed to a case. All section numbers I refer to today come directly from the Metropolitan Zoning Code, which was adopted by the Metro Council on January 1st, 1998. And applies to the entire jurisdiction of the Metro government. I'll dispense from reading individual sections unless the applicant or opposition requests that I read them. The code requires that 4 members of the 7-member board be present to constitute a quorum. The code also requires that you have 4 affirmative votes to grant your application. Today I have 5 members present. If you're an appellant and your case is granted, it is necessary for you to obtain the permit for which you've applied. It should be noted you have 2 years from today's date to obtain your permit for today's approval to remain valid. Mr. Chairman, I submit that all cases were filed in proper order. All appellants were notified by certified mail as required by the code. A legal ad was published in the Tennessean, and all affected property owners within 300 feet were notified by first-class mail. Before I begin, I have 2 preliminary announcements. On today's agenda, cases 3 and 4 are going to be deferred to February the 7th, and those will be heard at that time. Both those applications are the first time before you. And before I begin with the consent agenda, any elected officials wish to address the board today? Council lady, come forward, please. Thank you for coming.
I first would like to wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year, and I'm glad to say that Council District 21 is your first case in this glorious new year, 2013.
Your district has had a very prosperous last few years.
Yes.
Job well done out there.
Yes, sir. And we still have more to come. And still some more stuff on the drawing board. But thank you for that notice. As you can see, I am here on behalf of New Covenant Christian Church, which is in the 21st District, located at 1621 22nd Avenue North. And the pastor, Dr. Reverend Judy Cummings, is present here today and also would like to have the opportunity to address the board. And she is a planning commissioner on the Planning Commission. So we have really been utilizing her time a lot with different issues in the community. But what New Covenant Christian Church is coming for, they're asking for a special exception and variance in the landscape buffer, which is located in our S5 district, and I proudly support this effort. It's going to give them additional parking space. The church, New Covenant Christian, is growing by leaps and bounds, and this will take a lot of the off-street parking onto a parking lot, which is really for everyone. It's safety and protection in the community. And with that, I urge you to help them and vote for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Council. Any other elected officials present? Mr. Chairman, seeing no others, the board does have a consent agenda. Prior to today's hearing, the board member, Mr. Whitson, today reviews the record in each case. And prior to the hearing, and if in their opinion the applicant meets the criteria for the application they've requested and they feel that testimony in the case would not alter the material facts, they recommend their cases to the remainder of the board for approval. I'll now enter into the record all those cases recommended. If there's anyone here opposed to a case, please raise your hand. The case will be removed and heard in its regular order. Mr. Whitson reviewed the consent agenda and has recommended the following cases to you. Case 2013-1, Ms. Judy Cummings, in New Covenant Christian Church, the owner of the property at 1621, requesting a special exception and a variance in the landscape buffer in RS5 to construct a new parking lot. Mr. Whitson recommends this for consent. The narrowness of the lot necessitates the need for hardship here, with the condition that in lieu of the fence along the adjoining property line would be a hedgerow. The applicant will work with the urban forester on picking a species that will provide adequate screening along that property line. that Mr. Whitson recommends that case for consent. And the next case, case 2013-2, Ms. Phyllis Vaughn, the appellant owner at 113 Page Road, requesting a variance in the height requirements in RS-20 to construct a 495 square foot accessory pool house. And those are the two cases recommended for consent by Mr. Whitson.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous.
You approve cases 1 and 2 for 2013, and with that, the Board of Zoning Appeals is adjourned today. Thank you. We'll be back on the 17th.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was